Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of What's So Funny, a show that talks about the funny with the people who make it happen. Now, our guest this week, he's new to the program, but I think he'll fit right in. He's hip, he's cool, he's funny. It's Baby No Money. And our host this week, well, he's the opposite. A man whose musical tastes haven't moved on from 1959. He's so square, he makes a Rubik's Cube look like the moon. It's Guy McPherson.
Oh, you're so sweet, Sam. Thank you. Yes, I'm none of those things. Finally, though, this show gets some street cred. We got Baby No Money as our guest. Welcome.
How are you guys doing today? Thank you for having me on board.
Oh, it's our pleasure. This is going to be good, I think. I mean, well, it's all up to you, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
No, I'm not going to call you baby.
No, I mean, I don't mind it. A lot of people do call me baby, and it's kind of funny. So I'll take it. or Alex, or
Yeah,
or
you just said
anything.
Alex. Your birth name, Alex. You've gone by that longer than you've gone by Baby No Money.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Gucci, of course. People call you Gucci.
Oh wow, you really just wow. How did you know that? Really?
Well, I did a deep dive into Baby
Wow, that's a
No's.
really deep
Baby No
dive.
Money.
No, good job. Wow. Okay, you can call me Gucci then. Yeah, sure.
All
That's
right,
that's that's,
Gucci.
that's sick. Holy shit.
But
Wow.
why? Yeah, here's a question. Like you're a rap hip hop artist. Why not Gucci as your name?
Well,
That's a
Gucci
good
Mane.
name.
Gucci Mane is obviously kind of an influence, and I feel like if I went by Gucci with no mane, it would be obviously kind of a rip in that sense. I think it would be a little bit too close to. And then I was just like, I don't know, the Baby No Money. The whole reason why I named myself Baby No Money is because I'm cheap, really cheap, and I'm the youngest of the family. And then, I was making music with a bunch of my friends, and we went by Broke Boy Gang. So I guess the broke
There's a
and
through
cheap.
line there.
Yeah, definitely. So I ended up just kind of going with that, and then Baby No Money. That's kind of it. But I'm also Gucci. That is crazy. How did you know that? Damn.
Gee.
What else do you know?
Gee.
Tell me.
It'll come out the next hour. But I mean, when I hear Baby No Money, I think not cheap, but broke. And clearly now, Mr. Internet Sensation, it's got to be Baby some money, Baby lot of money.
Baby definitely relatively financially stable.
Yes.
That is very Kelowna. Yeah.
I like that. No, wait a sec. You went to university in Kelowna.
Yeah.
You're from Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Vancouver, and then
This is what I don't know. What part of Vancouver?
so Marple, you know where Marple is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that's where I was, I grew up, and then I am living downtown right above TNT on Kiefer and Abbott. Right now.
We're 2 blocks away.
Really? Where are you guys?
Well, I mean, guys in it's east, but I'm in Woodward.
Oh, you're in the Woodwards building, really? I can
Yeah.
literally see the W from my apartment building. Like,
There you
if I
go.
look outside the window, I can see it, yeah. Nice.
Wave to each other, guys.
Yeah. Turn the light off and on.
What high school?
McGee Secondary?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
McGee, the
Originally,
Lions.
the Lions. I used to be a competitive swimmer, so I ended up getting like admitted into the Sparts program there, and the Sparts program allows you to like pretty much not do any school, which was great. So I took like 2 classes a day for 4 years, and then would just quote, I guess, go swimming, but I would really just go home or go to the gym and then play video games before swimming. And my high school career was really easy, and I did nothing. So it was great. But then university was a shocking disturbance to my everyday lifestyle because it's actually difficult. So
And you had to go to classes.
eh,
Yeah, I know.
I figured out I guess when Gravy blew up at first, I was like not taking music as serious. And then as soon as he blew up, I was like, okay, well, now it's the time of a lifetime. Like no one else has this shot. So I was like, I got to really start taking it serious. And then I stopped going to class because like I realized it was like 30 minutes to walk to class and then 30 minutes back. And then sitting in class, like most of the time you only listen to like 20 to 30 minutes and then you just start dozing off. So I was like, I can just teach everything myself at the same time. Like I could maximize the time like marketing or coming up with ideas for my music and whatnot. So it was kind of like min maxing 24/7 kind of.
Yeah, I would imagine. I get ideas when I walk. Of course, I always forget them by the time I get anywhere. But is that
Yeah.
like you when you were walking to school or walking home?
Sometimes I would be in class and then like a friend or a producer would send a beat and I would be like, all right, screw this class. I'm just gonna leave. And would get up and just go make songs. But as far as the walking goes, I feel like the walking was just like downtime, especially during the winter in Kelowna. It would be such a pain in the ass because I lived on this hill walking down to the university, and it would be so icy, and it would just be like, oh, this isn't worth my time. So I would just not go to class. But anyone who's listening to this and isn't, a student, I do recommend actually going to class.
Well,
For the kids out there.
Yeah, for the
I
kids.
didn't. Yeah, no. I mean, so when you went to school, you took human kinesiology. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
What was the goal?
So I broke my back in grade 12, and I used to be an athlete, so I kind of just like I guess I understood pain a little bit more than most people and like, losing a little bit,
Hmm.
I guess, just mobility. And then I was like, why can't I give this back? Like the knowledge that I kind of, understand behind breaking your back and like, the psychology between dealing with it. And
That's
then I was like, why
heavy.
don't I just help other people out? Because I know for a fact, like people go to therapy sessions and they're just like, fix me. I need my problem solved. And then they don't do anything for it. They don't
Hmm.
actually work for it.
That's
And
me.
then, and it's like, I understand that. I don't do all my exercises sometimes either, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's all in the head in the end of the day too. So it's,
Do you still have to do exercises? Broken
um,
back is not, one and done thing.
No.
Seems like a
it's,
lifetime kind of thing, right?
yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm as reckless as I used to be. I
Okay.
definitely, yeah, I definitely don't like, I just don't have any need of doing crazy shit, I guess, or just like, overreaching and being like, oh, like we should jump from both of these rocks because
Hmm.
Mm.
why not? There's a gap and let's jump over rocks type of stuff. Um, but I definitely like take note when my back hurts and I slow things down. I wouldn't say I have to like wake up every morning and stretch. If I do, my day is obviously going to be better, but some days you don't want to do anything.
Hmm.
Most days, especially during quarantine right now, like doing anything is kind of relatively difficult. But but yeah, I guess my life is a little bit altered, but not as like dramatic as it may be.
Hey, what is a back? When you
Like
break a back, is that your spine?
yeah.
What is
So
there?
Ooh.
so in your spine you have like the discs, and typically like that's typical back problem is like slipping a disc. So like the disc is like I don't actually fully remember what material it's made out of in the body, but I think it's like it's like very very loose cartilage, and then around it is like covered by synovial fluid, which is like kind of like oil and grease for bones to like move, because if you didn't have synovial fluid you would literally just be like a rock. So typical back problems are like a slip disc, so the disc like moves right or left, and then the spine is still parallel or lined up, but like the disc is out, so then it can move like the nerves in the middle of the spine and like tap it, and then you get nerve damage and you get nerve pain, and then you have like scoliosis and like other types of uh, dysfunctional spines where they're like not aligned perfectly, and like that could be due to like muscle imbalances and whatnot. But then you have like what I had, and I had a fracture in my L4 spinous process, which is like, so if you whip out like a hand and you kind of do like the hang loose thing, and you put like your three fingers kind of uh in the
Down.
middle, like down, like the
Yeah.
pinky is like uh aside, and then the thumbs aside, and the spinous process would be like the three middle fingers. So like that was like fractured, and unfortunately, I broke my hand the exact same time. I
What,
shattered my knuckle, which
what
is
happened?
really.
What did you do?
I was playing rugby, and I
Oh,
was just
okay.
egging my friend Barry. and which I ended up calling him Bonebreaker Barry after this. I was just like, oh, like you can't ruck me. Like we're playing rugby. Like, oh, you suck, dude. Obviously, kind of just trying to piss him off. And then he really just broke my bones.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, nothing against him. I mean, that was
BB
my
Barry.
that was my fault, to be honest. But yeah, after that, it was just like, yeah, it was just like a wake up call because like, well, shit, like that sucks. And then once I broke my hand, I had a ton of muscle atrophy in my left arm, and like I always kind of lean to my right now because I lost all this muscle on my left, so my right is like heavier. So I'm always trying to like recorrect my back. So I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of like a tilted spine, and I know my like hip is like kind of out of whack. I go to Cairo every so often. I don't know if it does anything, but it feels good when people pop your back and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that is controversial, isn't it? The chiropractors, from what I've read, I'm no kinesiologist. I don't even know how to say it. Uh,
kinesiologist. Yeah,
yeah, but hey, we learned something here
yeah,
today,
you learn something new every
folks.
day.
If nothing else.
Cairo is like, so I worked at I did an internship there before I finished my degree. And the one thing, this is how I kind of look at Cairo, like, how when you crack a bone and stuff, you associate it with like, oh, that felt good. So like your dopamine in your brain is like you get like 50 cracks in literally 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, where like one crack is like nice enough by itself. So it's like you go in, you get cracked, and it's literally like you're on drugs when you leave. So then you're just walking out on a high. And then I'm a pretty like I feel like that's most of it. Like anatomically, like the movements that they do to your body, some of them make sense, but like I think it's just like the popping kind of concept.
It feels
Yeah.
so good. It's like cracking your knuckles. Like it doesn't do anything, but there you go.
When they get deep in the neck, oh my god. When you're like, I know I signed those waivers, but like I wish I didn't because I could sue if I die.
It hurts so good. Hey,
Hmm.
I listened to more rap today than maybe I have ever,
Nice.
and a lot of it was yours, and I really like it.
Really? That's good.
Yeah, especially, you got really famous with La La La, and was it Nursery? Was the other one?
Yeah, nursery
Like
is
two big
another one,
hits,
yeah.
but I mean, ones that I really love: Bad Boy,
Oh yeah.
Sriracha, What Would Baby Do, Welcome to
Chili's.
Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's.
Chili's. Okay.
The restaurant.
Um,
Yeah, it's literally like the restaurant, yeah.
I love the sense of humor that you have, and the hooks sort of melodic. I'm a melody guy, and I gotta have something that I can sing to, not just say.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to recite poetry. You know,
No, yeah.
that's
No,
where
I
I'm
mean,
coming from. So I mean, is that something that you have always gravitated towards as well? Sort of a more melodic kind of thing.
um, I used to be way more like just straight up rap. And then I realized the benefit of a melody. Uh, I didn't really know that I could sing well.
Hmm.
I guess I'm not well, but mm, like decent enough for people to like it, I would say. And
Yeah.
then there is auto tune, so don't forget auto tune. But
Thank God for auto tune.
thank God for auto tune. Stylistically, I genuinely think it sounds a little better than like normal people singing. Just like normal no auto tune, like dry vocals. Like I
Hmm.
think auto tune just like sounds, unless you're talking like, Marvin Gaye's or like, the legends, then like
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
fine. But we get into the newer era and it's like there's no like really, maybe I'm just totally delusional and haven't heard any of this new great artist vocal singing music. I guess you got Adele, but
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like she's the only one.
yeah, like really the only like crazy vocal without auto-tune right now. I think I guess Drake, but he's like Melodyne.
He
I don't know.
uses auto tune. He's
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah, he's got to use
I
auto-tune.
have heard Drake. Yeah. But do you
But
do you listen to other types of music? Like
I
do
honestly
you just
don't.
chill out on the Carpenters or anything?
I really don't listen to too much music.
Oh.
Just in its entirety. Like I just kind of like my mind is primarily thinking about like what I could do next on a song, or like if I hear like an element, I don't really listen to music for the like if I'm sitting at home and I'm like trying to work, I like listen to music and then I like take notes on like why this song is good.
Mm.
Kind of, if that makes sense.
So there's no
Um
joy in it for you.
I mean, less than there was. But when I was growing up, I wasn't really, because I was homeschooled, and I never really like listened to much music because I wasn't really introduced. I didn't really have any friends other than my brother and sister when I was growing up. So like my brother started listening to like house music and I was like, "Ooh, this is cool." And then he started listening to like Tool and Slipknot. And then I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I like this one." And uh but I mean, there's music is great. Like, don't get me wrong. I just think that it's sometimes I really just look at it as a product more than like just artistry now, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, like, meh. I mean, I have fun making music, so I think that's all that matters, really.
It's
That's
the
yeah, that's
reality,
so
right?
interesting.
Yeah,
It's like, I guess, Sam, you're a comedian and you can enjoy another
Yes.
comedian, but you can also sit there and go, "Ah, that's what he's doing. I see."
It's like my favorites. I will sit and be like, "Oh, that's what he's doing." Yeah, the stuff that I really enjoy not only makes me laugh. Like I'll love it the first time. I'll laugh my ass off, and then the second I'll be like, "Oh, that's why." And so I'll do the note taking equivalent, I guess.
yeah,
But that's the only way you can really kind of figure out what works. Like that, it's kind of reassuring that you said that. To be honest, because it's like, oh, the artistic discipline required it goes beyond what I know, which is just comedy, right? And like even to the music you're doing, you still have to have the discipline to make it happen.
yeah. Getting writing is like sometimes you're like, wow, I really don't want to do that, but same time, like, you got to get behind the mic sometimes and record it, even though you're like sweating buckets in an apartment and you're like drenched.
Well, this
I don't know.
quarantine must work for you because like so much of music production is remote now, right?
Yeah, I do make like all my music right. Like I use this mic that I'm using. How does it sound actually? I'm really curious. Like this is
Sounds clear
uh
to
Sounds pretty
me.
good.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. I mean, I don't have like a treated room. I literally just in my, in my apartment, and I have a chaotic eyeball, but I don't think it's really doing too much because it's pretty like there's a ton of reverb in this room. But yeah, I mean, I make music at home. It's pretty simple. Like I live with my producer Lentra. He's the guy who made like Sriracha Nursery.
Hmm.
So I wake up, if I have a good sleep some days, I wake up and I'm like, "Hey man, give me a beat." Walk into his room, I'm like, "Give me a beat." That's pretty much how it goes sometimes, and then I make a song, and
Wow.
really, it's
Yeah.
really easy. Like we don't, yeah. I try not to overthink it as much as I can, even though very easy to overthink.
That'll work the other way where he'll say, "Hey, I have a
Mhm.
beat. Now you come up with something."
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
nursery. I watched the music video for the first time, and I was pleasantly surprised to see a friend of mine in it, Evan Mumford, comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's your
and
friend?
yeah, I've known Evan for years. And
Haha.
it was so fun because you captured the essence of Evan Mumford, and
Yeah.
it's perfect. The
No, that
guy's
shot that
hilarious.
shot's crazy, right? It's a
Oh
really good
yeah, it's
one.
nuts.
Yeah, so that song like randomly re-blew up on TikTok, and I
Oh,
was like I was like, "Well, shit, I need to make a music video to this like immediately." And I asked my videographer, I was like, "Let's just do like nursery influenced music video, obviously, because the song's
yeah,
called Nursery." And then we made it happen in like 3 or 4 days, and it turned out like a really great, entertaining, beautiful looking music video.
agreed. It looks fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. Like I think you can when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is hilarious
Yeah.
in the
It's
right
definitely
way.
that's
Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I with most of my music videos, unless they're a little bit more serious,
hmm
um, I try to just keep it like very goofy tone because I feel like everyone wants to genuinely laugh nowadays
yeah,
because there's so much negativity in the world that like why not just kind of try to be happy, and like if I portray it, and then I get happy fans because like the energy you put out on the internet, or the energy you put out period, is like kind of what usually is typically returned.
hmm
So yeah, most part of my fans, like I go to my shows and stuff, and they're like nice as hell.
That's
Like people fall in the mosh pit and they're like, oh, spread out. We got to get this guy up. Like,
oh
all
wow.
right, like, cool. I'm not going to complain there.
So that's interesting. Like I remember when I was younger, when I was a kid, I guess in high school, and I really, started listening to rap, and never a huge amount, but enough. Like it was Eminem and DMX and guys like that. There's nothing fun and goofy about that. Well, a bit in Eminem, but um, do you think that it's easier now to market your product if there's an element of humor than if it's just serious?
It really depends on what your brand's like. I mean, I branded myself kind of like almost genuinely myself,
Okay.
which I think is a plus and a negative. I think the plus side is like I don't really have to overthink anything because
No.
I can literally just be like, "Poop, that's a good tweet," and then yeah. But the downside is like people definitely get to see me, and
Yeah.
everyone knows kind of who I am. Which I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care. But I feel like even some of like the most like for instance, let's say like the baby right now, like all his music videos are very animated and very like goofy.
Hmm.
But last year I don't think he was charged,
Yeah,
but
he was.
he
Yeah,
killed someone self-defense in Walmart.
yeah.
So, you know, it's like it's playing two obvious sides of the spectrum where it's like put a very goofy, face on and like
Hmm.
smile and ton and yada yada yada. But at the same side, like, you know, he fully killed someone,
Yeah.
like that's
Self
It's
defense.
self-defense. Like,
but it's real.
We got
yeah,
to.
Like
it's real.
that's
It's real as shit.
yeah.
So it's kind of like, but his branding, when I first started listening to his music, I was like, oh, this guy's hilarious. Like
Mm.
this is amazing. And his music is great. And like, he's goofy and like literally every single reason why I would tune into an artist because I'm entertained by him. And
Yeah.
then it's the same goes with like, I mean, 6ix9ine not so much. He's a bit much, but it
Well,
is funny. Like it's hilarious what he does on the internet
he's
because
funny looking too with all the
yeah, he's very
tattoos.
funny looking.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
How many tattoos do you have?
I have 0 tats. I was thinking about getting an unhappy face on my ass, but I don't know yet. But I mean, like, props to both those artists.
Stay gold, pony boy.
Yeah, Stay Gold, Pony Boy. That's a good one too. That's a really good book, honestly. Outsiders.
It's time for the cold read portion of the show. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, that's for you.
Wait, what page?
Oh, the page that you're looking at, the screen.
This is Baby No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that right now.
You know how to pronounce it? Do you
Sorry.
need any help?
What's so funny? On CFRO 100.5 FM Vancouver Co-op Radio. All right, sure. Do I say Guy Man 22 or no? That's just your name.
No, that's just me.
Yeah, I was just like, I could say that. All right, Guy Man 22 : this is Baby No Money, and you're listening to What's So Funny on CFRO 100.5 FM Vancouver Co-op Radio.
Excellent. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Yeah, usually I have to do a ton of those takes, not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, that's because you
I
were
don't know.
homeschooled.
Yeah, it's definitely because I'm homeschooled. Definitely 'cause I'm homeschooled.
Oh, up to what age? Because you said you went to high school.
Oh yeah, so I went to high school when I was grade 8, or as soon as I entered. No, when I was grade 8, I was grade 8. No, as soon as I hit grade 8, my brother ended up wanting to go to high school, and he chose McGee. And I just remember the first thing he told me. He was like, "Don't talk to anyone for 2 weeks." I didn't talk to anyone for 2 weeks. Kind of funny. I don't know. Didn't have too many friends.
Why?
I used to.
what was
I don't
his
know. My
reason
brother's
for
my
that?
brother's a fucking weirdo.
Oh yeah.
I love my brother, but sometimes he
what a
says the
prank, man.
dumbest stuff. The dumbest stuff. Yeah.
So, baby Alex,
Yeah. What's up?
let's see what's going on here. What you live with your producer or one of your producers because you work a lot with many people, right?
Yeah.
What does young mean?
To be honest, when I was coming up with my name, I was like, "What is younger than young?" And baby is the youngest. So
okay.
So that was like the reason why I chose baby because
Yeah.
it's younger than young. And like
'Cause
Lil is like, man, like if you're short, then yeah, go with
yeah.
Lil. But
Or
like,
if you're huge,
or
right?
if you're abnormally like
Yeah.
giant, yeah. Like,
Okay. Like tiny and it's like a 300-pound, 6'5" motherfucker, right?
yeah.
Okay. So I gotta ask, and I know he's not on the line with us now. You work a lot with Young Gravy.
hmm
Why young Steve Harvey?
You know, when I first heard his music, I was like, this guy is serious. This guy is business.
Yeah.
And I immediately reached out to him. I was like, bro, your music is like so dumb. Like we have to work.
Yeah,
Like,
in the best way,
yeah, it's
right?
so
'Cause
dumb in the
it's
best way. And he immediately was like, he was like one of the first person that said my like rap name actually correct. And I was like, oh, it's meant to
Oh.
be. It's meant to be. So I immediately FaceTimed him and we just made a song. And the first song didn't go over well, and then the second song kind of took off. And we were
Yeah.
like, damn, like we kind of work well together. And he was very like-minded, and still
Mhm.
is like-minded. He's just a goofy kid. And
Yeah.
the first time I met him, like he pulls up on my mom and is just like, hi Tina, hugs her, and then like drops his pants, and we just changed. Like just like very,
All
very
right.
goofy. Yeah, goofy the whole time. And it's been cool working with him from.
So, do you, I think right now, all the fucking TikTok superstardom. Do you just go down to LA and work with him? Shoot videos, write
Well, he
stuff?
actually just lives at home right now. He
Where's home?
hasn't yeah, he hasn't gotten he doesn't have like he's like he just left and right. Like
Oh,
he never lives anywhere permanently. Which is surprising. I would have expected him to spend his money, but I guess he hasn't yet.
well,
Um,
yeah.
I go down to LA like I guess relatively frequently. I was gonna have a ton of shows this year, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, that kind of got botched really hard, understandably, because COVID is dangerous as hell.
it is.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to go back to LA. Unfortunately, probably not a good idea right now. I go down. I just work with a bunch of producers. It's weird because like I don't really like the whole aura LA has. Like some of the people are genuinely a little bit much,
Hmm.
and understandably, it's like land of the free and land of the opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
But every time I go, it's a good time, and like stuff just magically happens. Like it's so weird. Like you're just like in another room with some other famous dude like the next
Hmm.
day, and it's just like how did that happen? Like you just I don't know. Everyone there is
Stuff gets
yeah,
done.
It's
stuff
LA.
stuff just kind of gets done. And in Vancouver, it's very slow,
Hmm.
I would say. But I mean, I kind of like it. I have my family here, my grandmother and
Yeah.
my mom and my dad. So I might as well stay here as long as I can.
So quick to get wherever you want to go, too, right?
Yeah.
And you're a big star in China
Yeah. Yeah, the China story.
and Romania.
Well, Romania, not so much, but I mean, so I knew this this weird guy hit me up. Shouts out Andre, like great, great dude, and he hit me up like years ago. Like I had 2,000 followers. He's like, "Yo, you're my favorite SoundCloud rapper." I was like, "Cool." And we started talking, yada yada yada. Became friends on Facebook, and we talk like pretty much every day now. And we just like talk about music and like what's happening kind of in the scene. And he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I know like every big rapper out here, like a plus rapper, like A list." And I was like, "Let's do a song, sure." So I sent him this vocal. He made a beat and got 3 of them on it, and I dropped it on my YouTube. And the videos, I was not expecting that song to be big in the slightest, but it's been really successful. So not complaining, and it's still number 1 in Romania. It's been number 1 for like since it came out. So it's pretty cool, I
Hmm.
guess. I don't know if there's any benefit really, globally except for Romania, but it's cool.
You, I hear that a lot from you. That I wasn't expecting this to be big, and then boom, everything is big.
You know, I hope my next song is like that. Okay, let's just preach. I don't expect that the next song to be big. I I don't expect it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really actually expect to get this far, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
when I first started making music, I don't, I was like, there's no way like people can really like this music. When I was making music with my friends, it was always a really good time. We would always be like, yo, we're gonna get super famous. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And I was definitely like the worst one out of the whole group. And then I just kind of moved away, and I was just like, well, I don't have any friends at university, so I'm just gonna make music. And then kind of just stuck with it because I really I really like making music, and it's a fun pastime. It's kind of like an outlet. And then, I slowly started like figuring out what social media marketing is. And then I fell in love with that. So it's just like really fun to be creative and like get people engaged over nothing. And it's like you're literally like marketing like
What do you mean over nothing?
over like thin air. You just like market, you can like start a trend. I started a trend of like brushing my teeth like aggressively. And like people would like send me videos of like them brushing their teeth super aggressive. And it's like you can just like make people do stuff. It's so weird. Like I started this new trend where it's like I'm preaching astrology. Astrology is the song of the summer, and I'm just getting like all my fans to make very stupid videos of them doing something like playing the fiddle with someone's nose, and then preaching like astrology, the song of summer, and maybe manifesting it. It might be, and that would be ideal because I'm bored and I want a song to move. That would be cool. But I don't know, like the music entirely is just a good time, I guess.
I think we could see in like 5 years you're going to be a cult leader or something.
I mean, if you watch my "What Would Baby Do" music video, it's pretty culty. It's pretty funny. My videographer tried preaching me that topic or the direction a while ago, and I was like, yeah, sure, dude, we'll do it. And to be honest, I personally think that's like the funniest music video I've done. It's just like so outrageous. It's like I'm a full cult leader in that one. It's kind of ridiculous, but
The white suit's pretty great.
yeah, it's really funny.
Now you work with Shiraz.
Yeah. Do you know Shiraz?
I do. Yeah, he's from I'm from Victoria, so I know all those comics out there, and yeah, he managed to make it look fantastic. Like
Yeah, he's
it's
he's really really talented. He's a great guy. Probably maybe one of the funniest dudes I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Are you a big comedy fan?
I don't like going out to watch it. I don't think it. I like stuff that is objectively funny,
Hmm.
and then I like really stupid humor,
Oh,
like
sure.
like mind numbing, like pointless conversation, like potentially like degrading your brain conversation.
Huh.
I think that's really funny. But
So natural comedy amongst your friends.
no, what? Yeah, very like yeah, like mumbling nonsense, gibberish, like literally just goofy stuff is my type of humor. But I've never been like too much of a goer outer anyway. So like maybe I would enjoy stand up comedy. I remember one of my friends. My friend is here right now. He's like just like sitting in the living room being quiet, and he did a stand up comedy once, and that was actually a really good time. I think
Mhm.
you just need like 3 or 4 beers, and then you're like super set to laugh. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, I've never been to like really good comedy. I guess if that was yeah.
There's a big
Oh,
difference.
ouch.
Yeah, and your friend just
Saying your
hoping
friend
took
wasn't
offense.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, David. Just owned him.
But what about like comedians? Do you watch specials? Do you watch comedy TV shows? Do you like that?
Oh, I just watched Pineapple Express for like the third time. That movie's funny. If that,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like dumb, yeah, dumb humor, I guess.
And like but there's
Mhm.
smart jokes, but dumb smart,
Yeah, yeah.
which
Like
is that's
my friend Y2K, like the producer of La La, La, is potentially like the most creative, witty person I've ever met in my
uh
entire life. And like I've seen him go on a rant about like nothing with his other friend Alex Bortz. And Alex Bortz has a clothing company called Ballet, and they can go on rants on the same topic of like purest form of stupidity for like 2 hours straight.
and it's
I've never
hilarious.
seen riffing like this in my entire life. It's like so impressive. It's so impressive.
Do you think there's a correlation between the ability to riff comedically and to freestyle rap.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I would
Okay.
definitely agree because he's, like Y2K is a better freestyler than I am, but he doesn't freestyle
Oh.
like for sure. I don't freestyle at all. That's
No, you're all pre-written.
I mean, I make a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Like I just like
Mhm.
say nothing into the microphone, and then that's like the melody that I try to, and then it's called top lining, and then I end up coming back and trying to write lyrics.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do freestyle like bar for bar. That's fun too.
Mhm.
But typically it's like, I'm in no rush to make a song and typically I want to make it as good as I can. So like writing is usually the best way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's, whether it be for comedy or music, but it's called top lining where you kind of the melody and then you fit the lyrics to it.
Yeah. So if there's a beat, I would just go like and
Mhm.
then I'd be like, "Oh, what word do I put here? What
Yeah.
word do I put here?" That's but sometimes you get really frustrated on, like, not having a syllable there, and then you're like, "Well,
Sure.
shit, how do I finish that word?" And then you come up with the word at the end, but then you have too many yeah. So it's kind of, like, annoying sometimes, and it's honestly might be just better to just do, like, line for line because then you just fill up the song and
I don't know, like that's like such a pop way to make music, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like you're focusing first on the melody, which is what people hear before anything else, what they remember. Even if like you forget lyrics, you remember the melody, right?
yeah,
And so like
yeah,
you're treating that as the most important part because that's I mean what comes first. That from that derives everything else,
yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the best.
I would imagine that when it comes time to performing it, it's going to be a problem remembering those lyrics that started out mana mana mana.
I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, I feel like also the branding for my shows is less serious, especially less serious on stage. So it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't even know these lyrics. And then I just jump in the crowd and like push, push kids around. Like it doesn't, it's very, very laid back for me, which is really nice. But hopefully my next tour, I'm going to get like a stage designer and like a set designer or a set director, I guess, and I wanna, like, come up with, like, a really, like, funny plan, have, like, a bunch of skits and stuff, and make it, like, an actual show. Because why not, right? Might as well after the hit of COVID and this pandemic, like, I think I need to come back swinging for sure, so
When is that going to be, though? When are we going to get
no idea.
large groups of people together in rooms? Like, what do you think? A
Like,
year?
Fortune Sound Club is opening for, like, 50, 60 people, like, most clubs are opening in Vancouver,
Yeah.
but, I mean, like, until the vaccine is administered, like, I don't think we can have anybody plus 50 in a place. Supposedly they just started
Yeah.
doing human trials,
Hmm.
which is like that of yesterday. It was breaking news or something. So realistically, I would say like in America, it's not going to happen for at least a year, but maybe in Canada, like end of the year, maybe top of the year will probably be good.
Yeah. And think how many songs you can have out by then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, you have one coming out. It comes out July 16th, right? A new single?
Oh no, the 17th.
17th. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. The 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, so it comes out tomorrow.
Hmm.
Um, and it is called Astrology.
Yeah.
Perfect family breakfast tune because that's what we need.
I mean, yeah, it's a relatively perfect family breakfast tune. So, some families.
Are you into astrology?
Um, not really. I don't have anything against it, but I just I was like, what's a good SEO? And I'm like, what is something that I might is like barely controversial that could get people like, oh, he said, you know, because on the hook it says these girls are not for me because they use astrology. Is like, oh, well, there you go. I'm gonna maybe piss some people off, which is good. And then, but it's like, it's just astrology. Like I'm definitely I believe in science a little bit more than astrology. I remember there was one time this lady in LA was trying to convince me that science was inferior to angel cards. And I was like, oh. LA, please, anything but this place. And all props to her. You have your beliefs. Like I'm totally fine with everyone believing in everything, but like science is like typically the answer. Like, and I mean,
Just-
not only because I'm a scientist, but like it's literally most of it is proven to be the answer. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm totally okay with people
Keep
believing in
preaching.
anything they want to believe in, because like um, if people want to believe in God, they can believe in God. If people want to, if it gives them hope and insanity, then by all means. But like I just I was like, what's a good SEO? And astrology was a word that just it fit into the rhyme scheme that I had. I was like, well, fuck, screw it. We'll just say astrology. And then it was like, oh, I can name the song astrology. And then it was like, oh, maybe I could market it like astrology based. And then like I was like, oh, astrology is a great name because there's so many. It just opens more opportunities,
Mm.
and it's like a simple name. Like nursery is like very simple, and like most of the names are like weirdly like names that have like or songs that have simple names um typically do better, which is really surprising. I don't really
Hmm.
know why, but I remember Gravy made this point to me. He's like, dude, you trust me, you want to name songs either like extremely outrageous or very very easy. And I just was all right, screw it, let's just make them really easy and kind of catchy. Like,
Well, as somebody types into Google astrology for other reasons, they're eventually going to come up with your song and then go, "Oh, what's this?"
if it's trending enough, that's the ideal goal.
Yeah.
And then what I should do is I should get a hacker that should hack all the astrology websites and then just put the song behind as soon as they open all the astrology websites, and just the part repeating where it's these girls are not for me, they use astrology. That'd be hilarious. Which that's what hacking.
That's it. Not even that hard to do. I'm sure there's no security on most
There's
astrology
there's
sites.
definitely no security on these
Yeah.
astrology websites. Well, boys, if you know a hacker, let me know.
Well, we don't even know how to use their computers.
Nope.
I guess.
Fair
Nope.
enough. Fair enough.
Yes, I mean astrology is a fairly easy target, and I don't think anyone's going to go, "Hey, screw this guy. He made fun of astrology," right? Because everyone makes
Everyone
fun of
makes fun of
astrology,
astrology.
even people who are into astrology. And as a Leo, I think that's true. No, but I like how you're preaching there for science. That's good. Like you're a university grad, rapper, and you even want to get a PhD maybe one day.
Yeah, that is the goal. I mean, once this rap stuff is like super in the garbage, like, and then I have like a very very stable life kind of rolling, then why not? Like, what else is there to do? Like, you know, like honestly, there's nothing better to do than get a PhD, I
In
guess.
kinesiology.
I don't really know. I originally, when I was doing kinesiology, I was like, okay, we'll do physio. And then I really started getting into nutrition and like, the benefit of eating XYZ or supplementing this, and seeing like the benefit of, or like lifestyle changes, quality of life change. So like nutrition was always an interest too. I don't really know. I mean, I might have a completely like sidewinded interest once music is over and my life may be different. I have no idea. Or I could just get married and live happily ever for the rest of my life, but that's probably unlikely. I don't know.
It's time now for another cold read, if you will, a different one. If you can scroll down,
Let me. Yeah, my monitor turns off every 10 minutes.
it's
So,
longer this time, Gucci. Uh,
Gucci.
I didn't like the
Oh
way I
man,
said that.
that's crazy that you found Gucci. Like, where is it? Where is Gucci? Holy moly. Okay. Um, this is Baby No Money lending some much needed credibility to What's So Funny with Terminally Square. Oh, hold on. Terminally Square guy and Sam on CFR. What's So Funny? All right. This is Baby No Money lending some much needed credibility to What's So Funny. Wait, is funny a question mark? No, that's no.
Yeah, it's a question.
What's
What's
so
so funny?
funny? Do I pause? No, there's no pause, right?
No, no, that's just in the
Ah,
title.
yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah,
like
I
you have
guess
a
I'm
dollar sign, we have a question mark.
fair enough. All right. This is Baby No Money lending some much needed credibility. This is Baby No Money lending some much needed credibility to What's So Funny with Terminally. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. This is Baby No Money lending some much needed credibility to What's So Funny with Terminally Square, Guy and Sam on CFRO. Damn it. All right. We got this. We got this. I remember I had to do like 250 takes for this radio campaign. Oh my gosh. I was sweating. It was such a hot day, and I was getting so frustrated because some of these names were so dumb. It was like DJ, like not your DJ. And I'm like, oh my
Well,
gosh, dude.
rest
Really?
assured, there's no failing here.
All right.
You're
Yeah,
okay.
there's no failing here. A-okay. All right, this is it. This is Baby No Money, lending some much needed credibility to What's So Funny with Terminally Square, Guy and Sam on CFRO 100.5 FM, Vancouver Co-op Radio.
Hey, nailed it.
Hey,
There it is. The boys are back in town. Here we go.
In under 100 takes.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
like
Hey, do you play
6-17.
ping pong?
You know, I would like to say I'm decent at it, but I'm definitely not.
Yeah,
It is a fun
I saw
game.
a photo with you sitting on a toilet with a ping pong paddle, and I played today, and I'd
Really?
like to say I'm decent at it too, but I can't beat my son.
Oh, does your son play like professionally or like in a league or anything?
No,
Oh.
that's sad, but I am not bad. I am not bad. I just thought maybe that that was something that you did often because the picture. I mean, why would you be sitting on a toilet with a ping pong paddle, right?
What was I doing? Oh, we were just doing a photo shoot and we were playing ping pong and there was a ping pong. We were in like some lobby and I was like, yo, let's just do a shot where I'm sitting on the toilet with the ping pong racket. That's pretty much it.
now you say a
Very
photo shoot. Now, when I think of
stupid.
photo shoots, I'm thinking, photographer with a tech hauling around a rig, lighting. That's not the shoot you're kind of describing here, right?
No,
No,
definitely not.
it's
So, yeah, I mean, nowadays, if you don't take a photo on your iPhone, it just looks bad on most social media platforms.
okay.
So, and like, weirdly, I don't really have the aesthetic to be posting like film cameras. And then I don't really have the aesthetic to be posting like really high quality
hmm
lens in electric cameras
Yeah,
or
digital,
what
right?
is it
Like,
called? Digital
yeah.
cameras. So, I kind of just keep to my iPhone because there's some weird grain that it gives off, and the way it picks up colors is like how like most social media
hmm
influencers have like very similar. It's like similar taste. So like it just fits the confines of what people want on social media, and it's just like also a
Oh
billion
yeah,
times easier and usually like
it's
free.
you've
Or
already
you have to
paid for the
if you have to
phone.
pay a photographer to you already pay for the phone. I mean, well, shit. There you go.
That makes
Right?
sense.
So,
Well,
Hey, serious question. Serious
yeah.
question for Gooch.
What's up?
What's it like being a white rapper in the Black Lives Matter times?
You know, I when the BLM really started to hit, I was like, I would say I'm relatively educated, but unfortunately, genuinely being a white rapper in Vancouver, which is like the most sheltered place probably in the world, in my opinion, um, I was just like, wow, I'm really uneducated in the BLM movement and Black history. So I picked up a bunch of books, well, I guess e-texts, and I listened to a bunch of podcasts, and I was just reading up, and unfortunately, a lot of people came at me and were like, "Yo, what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do, and then I will do something." So you know, it does suck because I relatively felt guilty, but at the same time, like I can't really feel guilty at the same time because I make music and it's positive. I'm not slandering you know Black culture at all. Obviously, I am culturally appropriating, um, using the stylistic influences. Um, but I was like, how am I gonna do and be better? And during I went to the protests and I was like super empowered. And I was like, well, now I have a platform and it's far bigger than most people's platforms. I was like, I have to use this for good. So I ended up hitting a Blueprint, and I was like, yo, we need to do something big. We need to do something good. I want to raise a ton of money. I personally donated a couple $1,000 um, to the Equal Justice Initiative. And then earlier, I donated to like a downtown East Side Women's Center, and now we're doing this fundraiser because I reached out to Blueprint. I was like, I don't have the infrastructure to make like an event actually happen, but I have a platform, so I want to do something with it. And hopefully, what I preached to them was like, look, let's do something. And then they said like, if it goes over well, if everything's positive, like we might be able to help you out because I wanted to. Oh, this has always been a goal. It's like I wanted to start a music festival in Vancouver, and all the funding will go back to local charities in Vancouver. And they were like, we can help set this up. So it's like, you know when everything was on social media, it was definitely difficult to fathom, even though I probably should have been more up to date with everything. And in all honesty, like I felt bad. I was like, well, shit, I'm really into Black culture, obviously, and it was an eye opening experience, and I definitely read a lot of texts. I think it was the most I've read probably since university, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think the whole BLM movement that was really, it was like super prominent for, like, I would say a month, was probably a stepping stone in society
Mm.
as a whole. And I totally believe that, I don't think we're gonna be able to abolish racism, because you clearly see that America, like the leading competitor of pretty much everything in America, is ran by an absolute insane man. And that's probably gonna make, progressive society a little bit more difficult to happen on the right side of
Mhm.
America. But, you know, everyone in the world, it was like, wasn't it like the biggest
Yeah.
protesting like movement ever recorded known to man?
In the States, yeah, it's like bigger than anything else
No,
they've
I'm
done.
pretty sure it was like global. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, like like super super big. So like, even knowing like we didn't we made a stepping stone. Like, we stepped further. I
Yeah,
think I think everyone is way more aware, and everyone wants to do better now. And I think most importantly, like, that's good, right? I would assume.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things go, but yeah, we're all
Yeah.
learning,
I
right?
think that, and that's, yeah,
Ideally, we're all learning as we
I
age.
mean, I remember I watched the Epstein documentary, and I was like, how do people live? Like how is this guy, like, how did this guy live this long? And like, Trump's on the same level. I'll be honest. Trump is insane. Like, I, yeah,
mm,
I don't know. America is just in a weird state right now. The world in itself is kind of in a very weird state.
It is.
But yeah, I'm really excited to kick off with the Blueprint event.
mhm,
I think it's gonna. So we're raising money for Anya, Civil Liberties Association, Hogan's Alley, and then
mhm.
3 food banks. And I think one is like a like a secondary to the Greater Vancouver Food Bank, and then the Surrey Food Bank also. So,
Okay.
and then, yeah, I pulled, I don't know how I pulled this out my ass, but like, I was just hit up every artist, and I was like, "Yo, we need you. Please just do this out of your like good faith. Good faith.
Yeah,
Like, we have no money to offer you. I'm sorry, but got a bunch of people on the lineup. It was a really good time. Like, everyone was actually like kind of happy that they were like doing something like productive,
sure.
and it was cool. I recorded my part. Unfortunately, it's not a live stream, because it would, the complications of having a live stream
Yeah.
is yeah. Um, so, it's pre-recorded, but it'll be streaming. I'm gonna be live streaming it, so I'm gonna be commentating it for 4 hours by myself. It's gonna be really funny. And then I'm gonna try to raise as much money. Our goal is for $50,000. We don't really know if we're gonna hit it, but that would be the goal. Um,
Okay.
so it'd be 10,000 each, or organization. And yeah, no, I'm just excited. Like, I don't know.
This is July 18th,
Yeah, right. Day after astrology.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Day after astrology comes out. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, how many? You've only been doing this like 4 or 5 years, have you?
Um, yeah, I would say the first song I put out was Hmm. Yo, Dave, when was the first song we put out? No, it wasn't
6
2013.
years.
It was like 6 years. It was definitely six
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 was Staycation. End of 14. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was 24. It was end of 2014. So almost 6 years. Yeah. What was it? Zebra Stripes. Yeah, the first song was called Zebra Stripes, and it was like me laughing over like a Chief Keef type beat. Super, super stoned. I don't smoke weed anymore, but I was holy guacamole.
Now, I got a question for you. So let's see here. My friend turned 40 and very recently got TikTok. What are you going to do now that TikTok's dead?
Is TikTok dead?
Well, my 40-year-old friend gets it. That's a sign, right?
Oh,
Like my grandparents on Facebook.
I mean, honestly, I kind of like TikTok. It's
Yeah.
pretty that you know, I would say 10% of the content is good. 90% is absolute
I
rubbish.
think you're giving
But
the 10% pretty generous,
Like
man.
in anything.
yeah. Like I mean, I guess with like anything, but it's real rubbish. But
Mhm.
but I mean, it's just another medium to promote music on, I guess.
Yeah.
It's it is really expensive. Unfortunately, the record labels figured out that that is the most efficient way to blow a song up. So they started pouring literally every single penny because if they jack the prices up, then they monopolize once again.
Mhm.
Um, so like the most popular girl on it, Charlie D'Amelio, is like a $35,000 post for 15 seconds, and it's like, why am I a rapper? Like, why don't I just dance? Like,
Well,
Yeah, the comedians tend to. There's a saying that like you don't really start to get good till about 10 years of doing stand up all the time. Now
yeah,
you're 6 years in, and clearly you've improved from just giggling while you're high at doing songs about zebras.
yeah.
So you're like, do you feel that too? Like you're just constantly getting better and getting better.
You know, I guess. I wouldn't say like I'm all, oh wow, I'm so much better. Like I'm a billion times better from doing this record. But eh, when I work with other people in rooms and like collaborate, like and I work with like other rappers or other vocalists, it gives me perspective and it like I'm really good at like learning hands on. So like when in the room, if I see them do something different or I take like tidbits of like their style or how they like deliver a song perhaps or like their voice or the cadence, then it's like I'll take a little bit of that and then throw it in, spice it on. It's kind of like making a burrito and like wrapping everything up, just like adding more in the ingredients, kind of like I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm definitely better than I was. There's no doubt, but
Right.
I think also my whole brand is kind of like I show progression is kind of where I'm trying to go with. Like I always try to like every big monumental like generally monumental success I try to upgrade my studio space so then it just sounds better, sounds more professional. But I'm also at
Mm.
the point where like I honestly don't need like I have the same mic that Drake has. I have like a preamp that's like $2,000, and then like that's all you really need. So I don't really know how much better my music can get. I can pay for like professional mixing, but that's just so out of pocket. So yeah, I don't know. I'm getting better, I guess, but it's a it's definitely a long process.
Well, isn't that true in all art? Hey. Hey, we've kept you, and it's been great talking to you, getting to
No,
know you, baby.
absolutely.
No money.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. And we're gonna now that I know you, I'm going to be dancing to all your songs. Maybe I'll put up a TikTok video of myself. Um, Sam and
Do
I
it.
can do one.
oh
No,
yeah.
No,
absolutely.
that's not gonna happen. But yeah. Anything else you want to say before we head out of here?
Well, if I don't see a TikTok from you from on astrology on the 18th, then I don't know what you're doing. No, but if anyone who tunes in on this, come and donate on the 18th. We're gonna need your credit cards, to be honest. So if anyone's listening, tune on in, and then maybe Sam or Guy can leave the link or potential link to it.
We most
on,
certainly will.
What about if they tune in, because, podcasts are forever now. Somebody tunes in 6 months from now and goes, hey, what's this? I missed this.
I don't know if the donation link would still be up. Actually, I wonder if we could just leave it up forever. That could be a good idea.
Yeah, leave it up. A massive fortune.
Yeah, honestly. Truly.
Okay, Alex, great talking to you.
Yeah, you guys as
and,
well.
And good luck with everything. Not that you need it, because baby's got money.
Yeah, slowly increasing it. But thanks.
Slowly.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sam.
Guy, baby.
Bye-bye, guys. Till next time.
Cheers.
Till next time.